Hello once again. I'm Attorney Alfonso Roma, and we will discuss today. We will continue on persons criminally liable as principals, accomplices, or accessories. Now, we already discussed principals by direct participation or by force or inducement or by indispensable cooperation. So, mao na sila klaseng nga principal. Now, if you relate this to conspiracy, ang conspiracy man good is at the onset or before the commission of the crime. Conspiracy is not punishable by law except those specifically provided as as I have mentioned in my previous lecture on conspiracy. So, tulo ka klaseng principal ang ning took part in committing the crime, the one who is considered principal by inducement, and the one who is principal by indispensable cooperation. So kung wala siya, dili mahitabo ang krimen. So that's three types of principals. Now, what is accessory, by the way? Accessory is not a principal, of course. Accessory is something else. Is he a conspirator? Of course not. If he is not, if he is a conspirator, then as I mentioned, the act of one is the act of all. So, kung nagsabot-sabot mo to nagsabot-sabot ang mga akusado to commit a crime, then every act they committed will be their collective liability because na ipanagsabot. So that's the essence of conspiracy. Now, he is not part of conspiracy. He is not accessories. I'm talking about accessory. He's not part of accomplices. I'm sorry. I'm talking about accomplices. What is accomplice? Kanang accomplish sa Bisaya is kasabwat. He is not a principal, by the way. Of course, he is not a principal. He is not a conspirator because if he's conspirator, again, the act of one or the liability of one is applicable to all. So kung dili siya principal, dili siya conspirator, unsa man day ang accomplice, ang kasabwat. Ang accomplice under Article 18 of the Revised Penal Code is person who are not being included in Article 17 cooperate in the execution of the offense by previous or simultaneous act. So, kana kunong dili principal mo na siya accomplice. That's the essence of the provision as provided for under Article 18. So, the offender, the accomplice, must have known the criminal design of the principal by direct participation and concurs or agree, and he cooperates in the execution by prior or simultaneous acts by supplying material or moral aid to the principal by direct participation, and there is a relation between the acts done by the principal and those of the accomplice. So, unsa man ay pag-example ani? Prior or simultaneous act ang iyang cooperation. So wala siya ilabot sa plan, wala siya ilabot sa unsay buhaton sa principal by direct participation, but he concur or he agreed to participate by prior or simultaneous act. So, na ay nangawat, kabalo siya nga nangawat to, dagan sa iyaha, di kasakay siya motor. This is for example only. And then he already know that the person was robbing some store nearby, but he allowed that person to ride in his motorcycle and he got away to avoid arrest. That's a basic example of accomplice. Wala siya labot sa plano, but then he participated by plial or simultaneous act to the commission of a crime. So in that instance, he is considered accomplished or kasabwat, simply that he participated in the commission of the crime. So again, mo na siya example sa accomplish. How about the commission of robbery? Again, there may be persons liable as accomplish in a crime of robbery committed by a group of persons. So kung ang iyang participation is as a getaway car and he was not in fully informed of the plan but he merely agrees, kanang wala siya kabalo sa gyud plano, but then he agrees to be the driver of the getaway vehicle or a lookout. A lookout so that he may signal or alarm the persons robbing the place if there is any other individual noticing the robbery taking place. So, mula na iyang participation, wala siya kabaloon sa totally buhaton sa uban. He agrees to be a lookout. He agrees to be a driver of getaway vehicle. Wala siya labot sa robbery as a whole or what is the plan of the robbers inside the bank or inside the store. He merely agrees to be. He takes part of something which is a part of the process of robbing. But he is not conspirator. He does not agree with the robbers. He does not agree with the plan. He merely take parts by plial or simultaneous act or kanang mag-provide ka og hilo. Kanang mag-provide ka og deadly weapon or firearm ning ana imong amigo nga naa siya patyon pero wala ka kabalog sa iyang patyon, then you agreed to provide him a firearm or a knife or a poison. That's prior act. So you agree nga bahala na kay patyon sige kani gamitan eh. Then you may be considered as accomplice or kasabuat. Now moving on. If those are accomplices as I have mentioned, what do you mean by accessory or accessories to the crime? Accessories to the crime are those having knowledge of the commission of the crime and without having participated, either as principal or accomplices, take part subsequent to its commission by any of the following manners. First, by profiting themselves or assisting the offender to profit the effects of the crime. So kung robbery na siya or theft ang crime and then ikaw ning facilitate para mabaligya ang property nga gikawat or gikuha or proceeds sa robbery, ikaw ning deposito sa bangko para malimpyo ang kwarta, then you may be considered as accessory. You are profiting or assisting the offender to profit the effects of the crime. Kanaya ilahang nabuhat or result sa robbery or sa theft or sa swindling. That's profiting. Makaginansya ka sa result sa crime. That's you may be considered as accessory. Wala ka ning participates sa principal or sa accessory but you take part subsequent to the act of commission of any of by any of the following manners. The first is profiting. Second is by concealing or destroying the body of the crime or evidence or the effects or instrument thereof in order to prevent its discovery. Ikaw lubong, wala ka kabalog kinsay kuan, kinsay principal or wala ka kabalog unsay na unsay cause of death or wala ka ning participate sa principal or sa accomplice, but then you take part in digging and by burying the body of the victim. Same as rape. Gitaguan nimo ang mga ebidensya sa rape like blooded t-shirt or underwears that may be considered as body of the crime or part of the body of the crime. Body of the crime is the totality of the crime which the elements may be found. So by concealing gitaguan nimo ang mga ebidensya para dili makitaan and to successfully prosecute the offender. Or last, by harboring, concealing, or assisting the escape of principal. Same as accomplice as I mentioned a while ago. Provided the accessory acts with abuse of his public function or whenever the author of the crime is guilty of treason, parricide, murder, or attempt to take the life of chief executive or is known to be habitually guilty of some other crime. So, third paragraph is by harboring, concealing, or assisting the escape of principal, provided that the accessory act or acts with the abuse of public functions. So I think that's understandable. Now, if you are familiar with obstruction of justice may also cover concealing or destroying evidence. Obstruction of justice is a special penal law. What if the accessory is also, or is it possible that the person considered accessory be also charged for violation or for obstruction of justice? Obstruction of justice, by the way. Now, of justice is in act punishable by special law. So, if that act of concealing evidence is charged, then if the person concealing the evidence is charged with obstruction of justice, then he is a principal in the act of obstruction of justice, not an accessory to the crime. So it's possible that he may be charged with obstruction of justice. The same way in cases of theft, kanang kinawat nga imong gipalit, that's fence or that's illegal under the law. Mupalit ka kinawat nga walay klarong receipt or origin sa property. You may be charged for violation of fence or anti-fence law. So if you will be charged of violation of PD 1612, that's anti-fencing, then you will be principal under anti-fencing law, not an accessory to the crime. So that's the effect. That the effect is that you may be principal in special penal law or accessory to the crime. And is it possible to charge both as an accessory and principal? Well, of course, you are accessory to the crime and the other one you are principal to the special penal law. That's it. See you next time.